Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Plop here, and today I'm going to be telling you a story that happened around the time when I was in second or third grade, and I hope you enjoy. When I came to school one day, it was a little different than normal. Instead of my main teacher, Mr. Pierce, our class had a sub. And let me tell you, I love it when substitute teachers come into my classes. It's so easy. But this sub was different because she would give me a memory that I would never forget. Ever. So in class, I was just sitting in my tiny chair, minding my own business and listening to the sub teach. I think her name was Mrs. A, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, at the time, I was wearing a cool camouflage hoodie because I was cold, and of course, I had to look good in front of my my third grade crush. I was getting kinda cold that day, so I figured I should put my hood up and just chill. But you remember that time when teachers didn't like hats or hoods being worn in class? So stupid. Well, this was that time. Yeah, so I flipped up my hood and almost immediately the sub stopped the entire class just to tell me to put my hood down and listen to her rules. So, she essentially used me as a target to make other kids in the class follow her rules and not end up like me. What a bitch. So I flipped my hood back down and sat in my chair a little embarrassed, but instead of just listening to her and being a good little child, I tried to piss her off and make a statement. Yeah, I was in one of those phases. No one was gonna tell little Plop what to do. I was in fact a demon child. So after about 15 minutes, I started to flip my hood up and down again and again, looking at her directly and making her uncomfortable. I was laughing my ass off. I could tell she was getting so mad. She was literally making Naruto movements with her hands during the lesson, trying to make me stop flipping my hood up. So after about 2 hours of nagging and pissing her off like the little daredevil I was, the lunch bell finally rang and all of us were getting ready to leave. This is when shit starts to get interesting. She quickly pulls me aside in the hallway while I try to get lunch and when no one's looking anymore, and she kneels down to my height and puts her finger in front of my face. Then she tells me, "If you flip that hood up one more time, I will cut it off with scissors. Do you hear me?" And in my mind, I was like, damn!
Neighbor.
I was literally shocked. Who would threaten an 8-year-old that you're gonna cut their clothing with scissors because they broke the rules? That is literally retarded. After that, I went down to the lunchroom and told my friends in the back of the lunch line, because, I was late. But when I told them, they were furious. They wanted to fuss up a storm and make me tell the principal about the sub, but at that moment, I was too scared to do anything. The sub shocked me so badly that I just froze up and was afraid to tell. Even to this day, I wish that I told someone about that sub. It's people like Mrs. A or whoever the fuck that make students feel uncomfortable and straight up unsafe. So, if any teacher or sub does something like this to you, please don't be afraid to tell someone. I wish that I did so I could watch her burn, because that's what everyone wanted to see after that. So, this was the story about how a sub threatened to cut my clothing, and I'll see you all next time.